Okay, so I wanted to make this video sort of just as a general kind of update slash reflection type deal about why I haven't been really making too many videos lately. I think I've partially answered that question, I think, twice now. Both of them being my last two rant videos, although the episode 8 video is not really a rant, it's more of a descent into madness, I'd say. Upon re-listening to my own stuff, I'm like, wow, I really was losing my shit there, but I digress. Um, why haven't I been making a lot of videos? Well, a couple of reasons. Been working a lot more lately. It's nothing big, nothing like, not, career making anything. It's just I have to work. I've been working, therefore, not as much time. Um, School off and on too, going back and times off. It's kind of set in stone when I do have to go to school, obviously, but sometimes when the majority of the year is taken up with that, you don't have a majority of time to do stuff, even in your off time, and sometimes I procrastinate basically everything else just to get school stuff done, which is, I guess, good, because school gets done when it's supposed to get done, but whatever. It's not like some people on YouTube, and this gets into my next part. When I first started making these videos, they were a pet project thing. I was making videos about characters and situations and things that I really enjoyed. I still enjoy. I don't remember if I started making videos before Disney bought Star Wars or just as they bought Star Wars. All I know is I can't even remember how long I've been on YouTube. All I know is that it wasn't that big of a deal when I first started doing it. And then it progressively got worse. EU dead, Episode 7, Rogue One, uh, Episode 8. That's just a dumpster fire. Um, I like how the internet has adopted that term for that movie. That's freaking hilarious. Um, but no matter how much I may say that I love Legends and I love the old EU, and I will continue to say that, and I will continue to buy EU material, memorabilia, and whatnot, usually from eBay because that means I don't have to give Disney any money. Um, that doesn't mean that when it's brought up in conversation, I like talking about it that much, because inevitably, invariably, you have to bring up the new stuff or the fact that it exists within this new incarnation. And the minute that happens, I just get really frustrated. I get really tired. I get really uninvolved, and I start to get that same kind of that creeping like anger that just crawls up my back. Where I'm like, God, I hate it so much. And I think that's quite obvious considering how many rant videos I have on my YouTube channel. And when I first started making videos, there were plenty of Star Wars YouTubers out there, but I feel like I chose the really a bad time to become a Star Wars quote unquote YouTuber, because then a lot of people just started doing it, and it's definitely not because I started doing it. It's just it was a thing before I started doing it, and then I started doing it like as everyone decided they wanted to do it. Um, and comparatively, my videos are of lower quality. I don't have video editing software, and if I did, it would take me a long time to probably get used to using them. Um, and oftentimes, I'm not as quote unquote professional as some people are, because they can go out and they can either buy or copy or rent a book or three books and read them over the course of a week, and then give you this in-depth, detailed history of one character somewhere, somehow, sometime in the Legends universe or in the new canon, which fuck that. Um, and I just don't have a lot of time to do all of that. I'm sure these people have, some of them probably have a lot of time since they're making money off of doing these videos. I'm not. I haven't put ads on my videos, probably mostly because I don't want to annoy anyone with ads, and more than likely they wouldn't get any money anyways. And that's not me like complaining or anything or saying, "Hey guys, I need money." That's just the fact of it. I didn't want to do it. Probably not going to do it. Um, wouldn't get any money anyways. So I don't have the resources and the time and the willpower because of the Disney stuff to really go out and devote myself to just, oh, you know what? Let me sit down again and read all three Bane novels, one right after the other, and then get back to YouTube and tell you all in-depth story about Darth Bane. That's why my Darth Bane video was pretty much pulled from memories, because I like to make videos off the cuff. Episode 8 was off the cuff completely. The Rand video was off the cuff completely. The only video in my entire collection that had a script to it was the Mingle Mingle, or Meow. I don't know how the hell to pronounce the fucking alien, okay? The Black Goo aliens that I did a video on way back at this point. Jesus Christ. That was the only one that had a script to it, and I was never truly happy with it. Oh no, a couple of videos of mine did have a script to them, but they were all on the Tyber channel, and I gave up doing that after a while. I'm not good with scripts. I can write them down and they sound good, and then I have like little funny moments here and there. But when I get to it, it's hard for me to really portray what I had in my head. And whenever I do it off the cuff, just random, it comes out, it's funnier to me. Whether or not it's funny to you people, I don't know. And everyone loves when someone gets angry online. You know, no one. I'm guilty of this too. When I have a guy who I watch review stuff, and he's all happy and jovial, and he's like, "Oh, this is great, this is fun, blah blah blah." It's like, "Oh yeah, cool, that's great." You know, if I have a bias towards the movie or the game or whatever, then I'm like, "Oh, good, you agree with me." Then I walk away. If he's enraged and he's having just a meltdown over something, it's more entertaining because we're more entertained with someone just losing their minds over something. And that's just how it is. It's not like anything. It's not some sort of culture shock or anything against people doing that. That's just how it is. And I'm guilty of it too. So I'm not calling anyone out or saying anything. That's how it is. And I'm not knocking positive reviews. I've given some positive quote-unquote reviews of people's, persons, blah, 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 blah. Most of the time, though, even if I'm giving someone positive in my video, I find a way to bring up stupid shit I didn't like about them or characters around them, and I think that's what people like. They like, if I talk about Exarku and I bring up, like, I don't know, Ula Kildroma, what a jackass he is. Or if I'm talking about Naga Sadao, I can bring up his moronic decision to make freaking Gav Daragon his apprentice, which is like, what? I'll talk about that some other time. So it's just really hard for me to find willpower, the will to make a video, time to make a video, the resources sometimes. Like, if I really want to do a video, like on say I really want to do a video about like Kitus, Jason Solo, I would have to go and reread all the books from Legacy because I know the bullet points, I know how the fall began, I know where the fall kind of went with Jason, and I know the end result, but I would get a lot of details wrong unless I cheesed the video and just like read the Wikipedia article right then and there. And that's not really what I wanted to do. So I don't have like I don't have the money to go out and buy all the Legacy books. They're cheaper nowadays, but even then, sometimes around where I live, I need to spend all the money I make on just bills and bills and bills and bills. And that's just a fact of life. So I don't have resources, money, whatever that may be, or even like videos or games or anything to do what I would like to do. I just can't. And I've always wanted to make decent videos. I've always wanted to make them somewhat entertaining or involved. I'm not happy with myself a lot of times when I make a video that's just one static picture, like the rant video before the episode 8 one, where it's just Picard holding his freaking head with the stupidity in the meme. That's funny, and that kind of gets across what I want the tone of the video to be, but I've always wanted to have shifting pictures or videos portraying something, and when it comes to videos, you're always worried about copyright. When it comes to music, that I want in the background too, because hearing my voice just drone on and on gets kind of tiring unless there's like a little flair. That's why I've been playing the Cantina stuff lately. That also has the threat of copyright. And I don't have any editing software. I don't know how to edit a video except like, oh, here's a picture transition, here's a funny crop, or like the Valkorian Hour. The Valkorian Hour was probably the most in-depth my video editing software can get, and even then, that's not that big of a deal. I just changed some pictures, I added some text here and there, I I showed some blurred images. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, that stuff. So it's not. I've never been 100% happy with my videos. That's why a couple of them are gone too. Some people have noticed. The Vong one is gone. The Nagasadao one is gone. I think the Swotor rant is gone. I think. And there are reasons for each of those, and it's not because anyone's convinced me that they were so bad that they needed to go. I never cared really much about people who trolled or who flamed or who attacked my material. Personally, I was never happy with my Nagasadao video. It's my very first one. Terrible microphone. Really nervous when I was talking into the microphone too. And I've gotten better. I've gotten this microphone here, which has been with me for a while, which is still really good, surprisingly. For what I need. I mean, I'm sure there's better ones out there. Nagasadao, yeah, never happy with it. Never happy with my follow-up video. I wanted to make a more comprehensive, more clear video about Nagasadao. The Yuuzhan Vong video, in retrospect, I did talk too much about just the NJO in that video. I want to make a video about the Vong and my problems with them and not trick YouTubers who are looking for Vong information into coming to my video and disliking it, because that was the most disliked video I had, where it was like maybe 60-40 people. 60% liked it, 40% didn't like it, which is fine. The Vong's divisive. I was never afraid of pissing people off with my views of the Vong, but I think most people are just pissed off about how I talked about the NJO, because apparently that's a very beloved series in the old Legends comics, Legends book series, which I'm like, okay, if you say so. They're not that interesting in all reality, but whatever. So I kind of want to do that in the future, making a Vong video that's a little more honest to people about how it's just my opinions on why I don't like them, more clearly than, no, this is not a video that it will explain to you the lore or the theory videos. I don't like theory videos. I really don't. I will never do a theory video because, first of all, I'm not watching or reading or looking at any of the new stuff, which apparently episode 8 doesn't give a fuck about any of you or your theories, so why the hell would I even bother anyways? I don't like doing the theory stuff. What I liked doing was the what ifs. It was kind of like, some people do that now a lot too, which I'm like, I think that was also a thing where it's like that became a thing around the same time I started doing it. I'm not the progenitor of it. I was just caught up in kind of the time when other people started doing it. My what ifs were always kind of just all over the place. Like, what if Revan's empire had to fight Darth Krait's empire, or whatever I used to do. Or, what if what if Padme died in something? That was a really old one. That was like when Tim still showed up to talk to us on raid call times. Oh man, I miss those days. I don't know if I'll ever really be doing much of those in the future because I don't like doing what ifs on my own. they always feel heavily opinionated unless they have someone to bounce ideas off of, and I want people to disagree with me. And then if they can come around and agree with me, then that's fine, or at least like disagree with me on some things. If I have like two people and they're just constantly in agreement with me, then that's not really much of a discussion. That's just more of a like, oh yeah, we all agree on the fundamental same thing, which is like, that's great. But if that happens every single time, then that's not really that interesting to hear if you're someone else wanting to get an opinion. Like, if it's universal, like, thing, like, it's, oh, could Darth Vader kill a Gungan? It's like, if you all don't agree that Darth Vader can kill the Gungan, there's something fucking wrong with you. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, Vong versus Confederacy. I honestly believe the Confederacy would win that war. Most people who I talk to also agree with that, but it would be nice to have someone who'd be like, maybe the Vong could pull it out. I don't think they could, but still, that's a whole other argument. My alien discussion videos, that's probably not going to be a thing again for at least a long, long time, because plenty of other YouTubers have gone down that route of, oh hey, I don't have really much of anything else to talk about with Star Wars, so how about I just start making videos about this alien race, this alien race, this alien race, and my cat just meowed. And these guys, they do it better than I will ever be able to do it. I'm not as professional. I'm not as in-depth. I don't go and, like I said, find all the comics and all the books and, like, read 20 different variations of Wikipedia on getting the same type of information, which is dishonest if that's what they're doing, just going to Wikipedia and getting the information, because it's like, I would just say, hey guys, if you want to know this information, just go to fucking Wikipedia, because they can explain it a lot better than I can. I'm not calling anyone out. I don't watch any really Star Wars Central channels. I only watch Jen Sare when he puts something up, and that's because he actually puts a lot of thought into his Versus videos. Yeah, so my channel's kind of in a depressing state. I mean, there's stuff I'd like to do, there's stuff I want to do. Whether or not I have the time, resources, energy, that's a whole other argument. I'm not, like, stopping. Like, if anyone thinks I'm stopping, I'm not giving up. It's just that the reason why it's so slow and so sparse is because I just don't have those three things a lot of the times: willpower, time, resources. And school's starting up again in, like, God, 2 days. Oh God. Or actually probably a day from when this video goes up. And I hope someone shoots me. So yeah, that's just an update kind of where things are. To anyone and everyone who leaves video comments talking about or asking about blah 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 blah, I've seen them. I understand what you're asking for. If I get to it, I'll get to it. There's one guy, if you're listening right now, you asked me if I was going to do a Darth Treya video. I will in the future. I did make a Triumvirate video at one point. I think it was up on the Timpire, but they probably deleted it. I don't remember. It could be on my channel. I haven't checked, but I don't know what happened to it, because I did do a Triumvirate about Treya, Scion, and Nihilus all in one. If you want one of Treya by herself, all I can say is one day in the future. That's as much as I can give you. Same thing with Scion and Nihilus, although the Most Dangerous Sith Lord video pretty much covers Nihilus for me. So yeah, what else is there even to talk about in Star Wars? Because you got your Sith, your Jedi, and then there's some people who get really in-depth with, like, oh, let's talk about this random fucking character and blah 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 blah. I have never really been interested in non-Jedi, non-Sith characters, to be honest. There are only, like, maybe one or two I find really interesting. Otherwise, it's like, well, Star Wars, I'm here for the Force. I'm not here for, the local bartender. That's just me, though. I don't, like, I don't hate the fact that there are non-Force wielding characters. Just most of them don't really earn a video or a lecture or a thought process for themselves by anyone else. At least I believe so. I'm not going to devote, like, an half-hour-long video to Han Solo. We're going to get the new film to do that for us. Sorry. Oh, I just got really sick all of a sudden when I thought of a Han Solo movie. Oh God. Oh man. But I digress. Oh man. Probably one of the later or more one of the videos everyone can expect to see in the near future is a SWTOR retrospective. I know SWTOR isn't over, and when SWTOR does officially end in the 10,000 years from now, I probably will make another video then, but I feel like we've reached a point, especially since Valkorian's dead and we got past all the Zakul stuff, and now we've just gotten into this weird, like, post-real bad guy phase of the MMO where I feel like I can make a video discussing what I call the vitiate phase of SWTOR, because up until the beginning of and release of the game, up until Valkorian's death at the Eternal Throne's end, that was all vitiates like SWTOR. That was around him, focusing on him, about him. Anything that mentions him in the future, that's just like being lore friendly to their own game. That's not really vitiate anymore, unless he magically comes back, which fuck me, he probably will. And then I will rant about that again. Although, like I said, I have a newfound appreciation for Vitiate in comparison to Episode 8's big quote-unquote bad guy, but I digress. So yeah, that's all I really have to say. I will hopefully maybe one day in the future get something else out for you guys. But with school and work and no money, let me tell you, might be a little difficult for me to find willpower and energy and all that other stuff. But that's just, who wants to hear my woes? Thanks, I guess. I'm not good at thank yous, but to everyone who's been listening and watching, thank you. It's been fun. And I'm still here. Again, I'm not leaving. And my cat meowed again. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.